Hello, my name is Nicholas Gould and I work the Coventry and Warwickshire area for Payment Sense. And I'd like to share with you today how I approach and engage with a number of my customers and what I would describe as telling a story. So in the first instance, I walk in and introduce myself, say that I represent Payment Sense, and I'd like to give them a little overview and story about the business and some of the relationships that I have with my customers. So I start off by introducing myself, just reminding people that we do card payments, online payments and pay by phone. I then go on to talk about our corporate credentials. I remind people that the business was launched in 2009 as a challenger acquirer, meaning that on behalf of the banks that operate in the UK, we work with two of them. So there's WorldPay, Barclaycard, Elavon, First Data and Global Payments. In my opinion, they're all as good as each other. It's the way that you're actually plugged into them and the relationship for sales and service that really makes the difference. Corporately, the company is continuing to grow at a phenomenal rate. We've now got 50,000 customers, making this the largest in the UK, and most importantly, we're winning awards all the time. So we've got some very visible awards, such as the Sunday Times Tech Track 100. What makes us different? The important thing, in my opinion, about what we sell and the story that we do is our ability to cap rates. In my opinion, that's our strongest benefit, and that gives customers the confidence that if they come with us, those savings will be sustainable going forward. There are a number of other benefits, such as no sign-up fee and a quick setup, particularly helpful when people are going for new to cards, and there's no lengthy forms to complete as we can do all the work on a tablet. Reassuringly, there's UK-based service and support and funding through First Data, where we're joining 6 million other merchants with the services that we offer. We also have some really attractive account management software. One of the exciting new ones is the ability now to actually pick up information on the phone. So if owners are away from their business and want to catch up on what's going on during the day, they can plug into the app very easily and see activity whilst they're away. Face-to-face sales. Okay, we've worked with two providers. This is Ingenico, where we have countertop, a portable terminal and a mobile terminal. I describe it to my customers as the countertop one is one on a wire, the portable one is one in a wire that you can move around within the business, and the mobile terminal is one you can effectively use anywhere. And this will be particularly helpful for people with, let's say, a catering van, or they're providing services such as domestic repairs, etc., where they would need to be able to take a payment locally. All our machines are standard now, do contactless and Apple Pay. Over the phone, this is our virtual terminal for all sorts of businesses. So this allows people to take a payment from a customer over the phone, and it's very much around and driven by the turnover of that business. So you can have a very low cost entry to this of £9.95 a month, plus the bolt-ons, moving right forward to the larger businesses with increased turnover. Online payments. This is for people with websites that wish to plug into their websites. The newest benefit on here is Pay by Link, and Pay by Link is a very exciting option, and this allows a business to send out an invoice either through our system or through an embedded piece of hyperlink text in an email, where it would automatically link back to the site for payment. This is where I now start to show my added value to customers, and it's about talking about attention to detail and understanding business needs. And I'll say to a customer, I can either go through a statement as a red pen, line by line, picking out any strange charges or costs that are involved there, including people being fined for PCI non-compliance or charges for paper statements, or if the business is more complex, I can transfer that information onto a spreadsheet, possibly in a limited company where other board members need to be shown or spoken through the reasons that a change of card acquiring provider is being discussed. Through us, they can receive sustainable savings a guarantee to beat credit and debit card rates, and importantly cap them so they don't rise, making our proposition good for today but good for going forward as well. If they're in an agreement, we can obviously buy them out where appropriate to the value of either £400 or £600. This is where I really now start to move in closely with the customer and talk about what I do that's a bit different from some of the competitors, and where my personal service really makes a difference and hopefully will bring that customer across to us. So I offer to help with all the paperwork, including draft exit letters. A lot of people are worried about this when exiting suppliers. They're not sure what to say in letters, where to send them to, and believe that if they just speak to somebody over the phone or drop a brief email, that will be good enough, and it's not. The company will require it in writing, and what I offer for my customers is to do the letter, draft it when I come along to do the install, get them to sign it, and then the customer posts it in the post. I send that recorded delivery, so then I've got evidence of a slip back there to show that it's been posted, and it takes all worry and peace of mind away. For PCI compliance, I suggest to every customer that they take our over the phone option. That starts at £29 a year, or £39 or £49 a year, depending on the size of the company. In my opinion, this is really helpful, particularly when it comes to the annual anniversary, because they can automatically attest. Some of my friends and customers smile at me, but in the boot of my car I've got a little tool bag, and in that tool bag I've got a couple of cable ties, a long Cat 5 cable, and I always keep in stock a couple of TP links. And these are really helpful for customers if they've got a server or their broadband facility is out the back and they want to deliver the card payments out the front. Whereas as long as it's on the same ring main, you can just plug in the device at either end and it delivers the service. But this, in my opinion, is all about adding value. People don't want things just to turn up in a box. And from the field sales aspect, this is where we really add value by doing the installation. It's also a great time to talk about automated till rolls as a bolt-on. Customers like the idea, but if it's sold to them the right way at this stage, they perceive the cost as being value for money because it's taking problems and difficulty out of their own hair. Obviously, we would do the same for the install and training for any Moto or Ecom account. This is an interesting one because I then talk about solutions perfectly meeting customer needs. And this really then is about drilling home what I do different, what I've done with customers, and some of the messages and stories. So I talk about lots of public houses and restaurants, so a good story to tell there where you're working in busy environments, plugging the machines in the right way and making the connections work. I talk about PS Connect through integrated EPOS, where the machines will connect to EPOS terminals, and there's a good example of a busy restaurant in Leamington that's got an integrated service with 2 machines. I talk about Cook, the frozen food, where I'm working with them on a national basis through their franchise. One of my customers, Clementson Church, these carry out the making of suits to the good and the great. They have tailors that travel all over the world, so they do face-to-face sales, e-com sales through their website, and their Moto in dollar, pound and sterling, and euro. So showing again how we can work with all currencies. We've got Moulton College here over in Northampton. It was a very complex sale with machines all over the campus doing different types of machines and in different locations. And then a very large car supermarket group that has multiple sites and a high volume of turnover on cards. What I'm also looking then to do is talk about demanding situations for customers and what really makes a difference. I'm very proud to have Coventry's largest nightclub as a customer. I've also got Leamington's busiest bar. In this bar they've got 4 terminals. They're all busy all the time and they're working all contactless and all connected up onto their network. I've got a top-end restaurant over in Stratford upon Avon, and the award-winning Cotswolds Distillery that does face-to-face sales, but increasingly now lots of e-com and moto business as well as their brand has grown. I'm very proud to have Coventry's oldest shop. This was an interesting one when it was signed because the business was originally formed in 1846 and went limited in 1908 and was one of the earliest limited company numbers that we saw, but it's always a nice story to tell. And I'm working with Rowley's Fudge Pantry, that's a growing band. Up the top you'll see the brand Slimming World there. This is where I work with a number of their independent ladies that go around running the classes, where they used to work with iZettle machines. What I've done is spoken to them about having a mobile machine which works in any location, switching across all networks, but importantly when their customers come along and use one of their cards to weigh themselves, their Slimming World card, their next card then is a contactless card for payment and they're walking away from the desk. But when you've got 60 or 80 ladies in a class, this really works a difference, and it's been a real game changer for their ladies, and I have strong support for their area manager for any new staff coming on board. So, to my customers, to summarise the presentation, I talk about headline financial savings, improved technology, innovation, service delivery and support. There's no disruption to their business funding or cash flow, and a seamless changeover with personal setup, installation and training. Rates can be capped for up to 5 years. I've understood their needs and they've got myself. That's the end of my normal presentation. If, as in many customers now, there's an opportunity for gift cards, I have an additional slide that talks about accelerating growth in their business using these. Not only can it go in traditional locations such as cafes and shops, but it's also going to golf clubs and social organisations as a way for funds to be set up for junior members to come and pay at the bar for crisps and a Coke possibly. Parents can put money on the cards, let's say a balance of £20 or £30, and that can run down over a period of time. So a good benefit there, and several of my customers now have gone along the route of having these cards personalised now to pick up their branding on them to make them seamless. Finally, if it's appropriate, I'll talk about PS Connect, which is where for restaurants or bars we can plug into the EPOS system, or for shops it can seamlessly link into their till for production. Hope that's been of use to everybody. Thank you very much.